Hello everyone and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today we're watching Kexton. I'm sorry, I have no idea how to pronounce the nickname. But anyway, he is in the Yamato, the mighty tier 10 Japanese battleship. He is on the map Trap in a 3-point domination game mode. It's obviously a tier 10 battle with quite a few destroyers around, and as you can see this is the new patch with the new destroyers. Now, as usual, this replays on wowreplays.com and there will be a link in the video description. So, here in the beginning of the game, the team is already communicating, which is really nice. They decided to go for Charlie and Bravo, and considering their spawning locations, that's a pretty decent choice. Now, our Yamato here is heading for Charlie as well. And yeah, Yamato has pretty decent secondaries and can certainly offer some support to the friendly destroyers, so if he is going straight into that point with some destroyer in the front scouting, this should prove quite good. We can see some further communication in the chat. So, destroyer is offering to smoke a cruiser already, so nice to see some teamwork already happening. Now, unsurprisingly, there is an enemy destroyer in the cap circle. With so many destroyers, you have suspected they are everywhere. And there is an enemy Sao who is broadside on and barely moving. This is probably not going to end well for him. The moment this Sao got spotted, he should have really tried to turn away and go full speed. Now we have only one hit here, but it is a citadel. It's a nice start. Now Kexton here is burning in 2 locations, but I'm sure he will get rid of the fire pretty soon. Keep in mind that you can repair fire damage well. So fires are out and he will heal up. The friendly team is currently capturing Bravo. It seems like there isn't much opposition. Most of the enemies are down here at Alpha. There is a friendly destroyer here. Hopefully he can escape and maybe delay them a little bit, but he is... well, he doesn't have any support down there, so he needs to get out of there. And we can see some torpedoes incoming. Thankfully they were spotted by friendly ships, and if you have enough advanced warning you can dodge most of them. Now let's see how good his torpedo beats are. This is looking pretty good. Well, perfectly done. Secondaries open up and the primaries will soon follow. This Benson is a little bit too aggressive. He is out of friends. And down goes the Benson. Now, the friendly team also lost a ship already, but capture point wise the friendly team is doing quite a bit better, I would say. Now it seems like the enemies who were initially coming this direction are all going away. And so the friendly team should be able to secure this point and then rejoin the forces in the center. Now it's possible that there are still destroyers around here, but the destroyer can't do anything currently. They'd have to wait until all of these forces are in the center and then try to sneak in. I'm not sure if that's worth it. Well, he's not detected here, which means destroyers are probably not close here. And he is turning to go towards the center. Now the friendly team has a lot of ships in the cap circle. You don't need all of your ships in there if you are close enough to defend. And yeah, here we can see torpedoes incoming, so there is a destroyer somewhere around, but there is really no reason to try to chase down a destroyer. Concealment is too good, you won't ever catch that guy, so it's basically a waste of time. Now, as I was saying, there is no reason to actually join this group in the cap circle, but you have to get close enough to help them out. And there is a destroyer coming. The Des Moines will hopefully be able to take care of that. And yeah, he will also take some shots at the Yugumo. Because why not? Fortunately, no hits. Now the way these islands are positioned, if you go here towards the south or towards the north, you might be in a spot where you can't really help the team in the center, so going straight into the center is a very reasonable choice. Also, those destroyers here in the center can provide smoke. So it's quite a good argument to be made to just join those destroyers in there. If you stay a little bit behind those destroyers, you can profit from the smoke and they can provide some advanced spotting for torpedoes. And he's currently showing a bit too much broadside towards those battleships, but yeah, okay, the North Carolina is interested in him. But the problem is he wants to get towards his friendly destroyers and he's limited how he can maneuver to get there. So he is taking the chance. Would be a bit more problematic if Yamato was looking this way. And the enemy SAO is showing broadside, which will probably hurt him. Yep. So that happened. Now he's almost reached his destroyers, who are sharing here in some nice smoke action. And if he stays a little bit behind them, he has some advance warning if there are torpedoes incoming. Also, with him being so close, if those destroyers detect enemy destroyers, he has a reasonable chance of hitting them, and obviously he has his secondaries. Can be quite deadly. Yeah, the secondaries are opening fire. There's a Shimakaze here in the front. Unfortunately, the Shimakaze slowed down a little bit too much, I'm afraid. And there are torpedoes incoming from the left, but this island should soon provide torpedo protection. And here friendly destroyers are arriving to help out against the Shimakaze. Yep, there are the torpedoes, but thanks to the gearing there was some advance warning. Now he can dodge most of them. Yeah, it's one torpedo hit, that's not too bad. The Yamato has a pretty decent torpedo protection. And the Shimakaze has quite a bit of a torpedo reload, so hopefully they can get her. I'm not sure why the Shimakaze isn't moving more currently. Maybe he's suffering engine damage. And the gearing here is laying down a smoke screen. Kexton will join the gearing here in the smoke. And hopefully they'll get the Shimakaze soon. Now he is no longer detected. But we knew the recent location, and that worked. So he is asking how now. Well, I mean, he probably did move from his last spotted position only because you are undetected, doesn't mean you can't be hit. The dispersion is a lot worse if you can't target the enemy, but obviously it was good enough. Unfortunately, there were some pretty bad torpedo hits now. So he's down to very low health, but he is undetected and he can shoot the enemy Yamato. So he should be able to deal with this Yamato before the smoke runs out. The enemy Yamato is desperately trying to seek cover and he has some decent torpedo protection here, but he has no protection against the guns of another Yamato. And there is even a citadel hit. Now the Yamato can blind fire into the smoke and yeah, he has a reasonable chance to hit. I mean, another Yamato is a very big target. But that's dealt with now, and oh, there is a destroyer here coming from the back, so he has to get his move on this. Oh, we see the torpedo, so the Shimakaze is probably on a torpedo reload, which means he has a great chance of taking out the Shimakaze. And he is detected, something has to be really close. And oh my god, there is a Ron direct in front of him. So the Ron has torpedoes, he is turning, this is going to be bad. And he only takes one hit. Well, that's nice. Now unfortunately his rear turret is turning a bit too slowly, he's desperately trying to get that turret pointed at the Ron. He's also turning his ship to help out with that. And he should be able to... Well, he aimed a little bit too high, I'm afraid, but some damage here. Now the front turrets will clean that up. Very nicely done. Unfortunately, he is burning. He has used his repair to keep from expiring here. And he has unleashed the Kraken. Now there is still the Shimakaze behind him. He has now some torpedo protection with this island, but his health is so low that fires are a real problem. Now the Shimakaze is trying to smoke here, but he seems to be moving a little bit too fast for that. Now unfortunately the Shimakaze is in the smoke, but he is on fire and maybe he doesn't have a repair ready. Seems he does. Now Shimakaze made a mistake. He seems like he managed to leave the smoke and got detected again. Now thankfully there was no fire, although the repair would have been ready again. Now it's 2 against 1. This is the deciding battle here. The enemy Yamato has a bit of a hit point advantage, but he can't angle against both those ships. So the friendly team is very nicely positioned. Although, if I were the Yamato, I would probably try to face the other Yamato. Now the North Carolina is on rather low hit points, so is Kexton here. And thankfully he can heal. But will it be enough? We don't know if the enemy Yamato can heal again. Kexton here is turning in order to also fire his rear gun. He is exposing a little bit too much broadside here. But whittling down this Yamato, he gives the North Carolina a better chance of finishing her off. And seems like it wasn't necessary. There is the 7th kill and the win. Let's take a look at the results. Kexton managed to get 3,339 base experience and he sunk 7 enemy ships. He certainly played very well. He played his Yamato aggressively, he helped take the first capture point, then helped defend the other. He was not intimidated by the enemy destroyers and he was in close enough range to get the most out of his secondaries. And together with the destroyers he managed to hold that center point. Now Kexton got Confederate Close Quarters Expert, Dreadnought, Kraken, High Caliber. He made a boatload of credits, he did 211,000 points of damage, and keep in mind that a lot of the targets were destroyers with rather low health. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that game. I certainly liked watching it, and I'll see you guys next time.